How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet. Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
Yeah, I forgot to actually unmute. Thanks for that. Jesus. I need to remember to check that. There are a ton of stuff to check and you just forget some.
Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I
They dropped frames.
Please, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was of course in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
If there's a possible link to my mother, I hope you'll let me know.
In the early hours of the morning, Elizabeth Adams was found dead in her room, savagely mutilated with a knife. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening...
I had 1-2 stutters at the very first seconds, but now it seems okay. I'm still getting some dropped frames, but it's not abnormal now. I had 1-2 huge spikes at the start, and then it's starting to normalize. We'll see. I guess I will need to actually do some tests for that too. So I wonder now if the death was avoidable or not. Again, it's been about a month since I played the game, so my memory sucks, it is known. I remember that we spent some time with her instead of going back to our room, where another lady waited us, which was a real sacrifice. And I also remember that there was a choice to drink and spend some more time with her. So I wonder if A, she could not be dead if I did something different, or B, we're supposed to be caught there if we actually drank with her, and then we'd be with her, maybe lose consciousness, and then everybody would assume we did it.
Begin.
Maybe.
Duchess Hillsborough and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me. She said she feared for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
I don't remember. It's been too long. I don't remember at all.
About my mother. She had just found out that I was Sarah de Richet's son. Elizabeth wanted to tell me about the horrors my mother
Oh
apparently
yeah, I
inflicted
remember
on
that
her.
now.
Finding out that your own parents had always lied to you. Well, that must not have been an easy thing to hear. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information.
Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation.
Before we continue, this is why I really liked the part in Detroit Become Human, that in every end of a chapter they gave you this flowchart of things that you could do differently. They didn't tell you what it was, but they told you that there were split paths there and there and there throughout the chapter. So it was a great way to show that how diverse the game was, and basically prompts you to go back and play that again. Which now here, for example, I'm not sure that you could really change anything.
I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference.
I hope you can.
But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible
Great,
for
I
this.
have a hiccups now.
And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi. So I think you can remove them from the list of suspects.
I love the clothing in this game.
Bonaparte
The art is great.
President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Alright. Game has some performance issue. Which is the game's fault, basically. I guess it could be better optimized. But for now, it doesn't really matter that much. This place, though. Kinda insane. Let's speak to the priest. Oh, before I do that. So what do I have? Not that one. That one. Right, let's see. Down is restored to effort points. Left is a cure. Right is temporarily reveals the immunities and vulnerabilities. And up I don't have. Okay. Need to remember the controls.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say, Louis. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
That was the revolutionary guy. I remember him. He was a dick. Left an impression. Oh my god, I need to remember how to play this game. This is why you shouldn't actually not play games for weeks. What is that? Key. Keeps having the touchpad as an icon, but it's not the touchpad, it's the share button for DS4, which is throwing me off. Key. Key with an occult water symbol. Okay.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Yes. Very. Alright, I don't want to go down yet. This is the game where you should explore everywhere. It matters a lot. From items that will help you, to clues, to...
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
I have no idea. Okay, I need to find some clue for that. What was this Dante's Purgatory? What else did it say?
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form?
Such a weird reading. I think I have a clue for that. This guy has great art though. Are they all originals? Because apart from this mansion looking like a palace, I mean, there must be hundreds of millions of paintings as far as price goes. Probably more. Yes, I will talk to you, bird. I know you're there.
A nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
Nightmare. Wow, that's pretty cool actually. For some reason it reminds me of Ares on God of War 1, which is weird because I played that game like once and I didn't finish it. I played like for, I don't know, 3-4 hours at max. That's not a parrot. What the hell is this? I was expecting a parrot, but nope. I think it's what is called here a myna, but I'm not sure what's the English term for it. Drop frame seems to have stabilized, so hopefully. Let me check this again.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Oh, Zeus. Yes, of course. Cool. I already had that, that was really lucky. I had that ready and then I thought the Z and yeah, it's Zeus, of course. He has the huge statue on the bottom of the mansion. And I kinda feel bad that we didn't have that drink with her. Again, I'm not sure if we would have saved here. I still feel it will probably be us like standing over here with a knife or something if we did that. Seems like a trap. But maybe I'm just overly suspicious, which I am as a person, so you know. This place is insane. Okay. They said we can check. I should probably check the scene first and then speak to people. That was a mistake.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's
So far it's smooth, no more stutters or anything.
Get to the point.
Alright man, thanks for checking that out. That's basically what I wanted to see. If it has any frame rate issues. Dropped frames, really, not frame rate issues. But yeah, I got like 5 drop frames. But the last one was 12 minutes ago, so it should be fine.
We both know why you're here.
And you can see it fine, you don't have any issues with buffering or anything like that. Again, this is because I went from using 3000 bitrate to 6000, which is a lot. I think it's one of the maximum you can use on Twitch. That's because I got a new line, which has 20 upload. So again, just no issues besides those drop frames you mentioned. Alright, thanks, appreciate it.
You got anything to tell me?
Go away now, because spoilers.
It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
Cost reduced by 3, difficulty 2, we pay nothing for that, sure.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why?
Before we do that, I keep pressing the wrong button. What is that character? What's his name? Peru. That's the only vulnerability I know. Okay.
Perfect culprit. What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Destiny, he means. That was helpful, okay. I'm getting this coin here, I'm sure you won't mind.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Before I do that, I'll come back to that. I can unlock it pretty easily, but maybe I can find the key so I won't pay the effort. I really like the effort system, it's basically the same as Vampire the Masquerade and Willpower.
The Massacre of the Innocents by Rubens. A bit gloomy. Guess my room is not that bad.
Bit gloomy. This guy has a fascination with death, the owner of this mansion. Everything is pretty dark. This doesn't even have a key, so...
Great. Honey.
Oh, it's just his honey. I'm sure you don't need that. I think this is him writing the letter, not something written to him. So who is the devil? Is it the owner of this place whose name I don't remember? Lord something? Maybe. There's a lot of grapes and stuff. Let's pick a random book.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
So I will take it, I guess. Seriously? +1 skill point in questioning. Okay. I'm sure he won't mind me taking his fucking book. What the hell is this? This looks like the thing you use to put on your shoes. My grandfather had one, but it was way smaller. This is way too big to be that. Unless it's maybe for boots or something. Or it could be other things, but you know, looks like that.
Another painting on the massacre of the innocents?
Aha, there is the key. See, that's why I didn't pick that look.
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in
Mortimer, that's the name of the
From
lord.
there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible.
On my island.
I await your arrival.
Must be nice to be able to say that.
Lord,
Let's come and meet on my island. Alright, let's open this box.
A pattern with 4
What's in the
circles.
books? Some letters and some vials. So we'll take because we're a thief apparently.
I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking.
Wow.
Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course.
Subtle game.
Should you decide
Little
to send
Pierre.
us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready.
Wow.
The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France.
Alright, I'm new to the camera thing.
Marielle. I go space
One of-
lift. I'll retrieve it later.
Alright, one of the first obvious differences on having camera and not having camera is that I realize I get a lot of itches. I don't know if I'm getting them now because I have a camera. I always got them, but it was no problem to scratch at it. But now it's don't do it, but then you have to.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Alright, Devil Thorn. I think I'm full on something. Can I talk to you again?
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Did you kill Elizabeth Adams? Didn't you enjoy hitting him? Wow, Jesus Christ. This costs nothing, so... I don't remember the icons though. It's questioning. Let's use one of these Devil Thorns. Is immune to questioning, so no point in using that. I can make the next 3 because 4 points are a lot of points. So let's do that.
2 days ago, I surprised you having a go at Miss Adams. What happened? Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're investigator of the year? Have you
I haven't
taken a
even
look
looked
at
at the room
yourself,
yet.
de Richet?
Didn't you get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not.
Why?
Nothing. Get away from me.
Just as soon as you stop treating me like I'm an idiot. If you wanted people to think you were guilty, you couldn't have done any better. So cut the bullshit and come clean now.
I can't! He'll come for revenge.
Who?
No one! Just shut your trap, goddammit! Yes, I was there. Yes, I walked in her blood. You
I should
got all
have
you
gone
need
to the
to
scene
wrap it
first.
up. Now scram!
Okay. Note to self. First investigate the scene, then go... What the hell is that? Up there. What? There is an icon on the top left, but I don't know what it is. And it's counting down. Is it... Exalted. Oh, it's the item I used. I guess it's not for single use. It's for a specific amount of time. Probably shouldn't have used it, but I have a lot of those, I think, so it's fine. Right, we need to find Adam's room before we speak to anybody else. Because again, you know... Like, at the minimum, we should look at the scene if we want to call ourselves a detective. And I do, because that's the path I picked too. I feel I'm letting my character down with my actions. The hell is her room? Why is this place so big? Huh? George Washington, nope. I will talk to you later. Is this it? There is no black, but I think that's it. Just to be sure though. Let's go around. I think that was it. Okay. Hopefully that was it. I don't know why there is no plaque though. I think there was a plaque before. I'm questioning myself now. Also, it would be nice if you ran faster. And turn the camera faster too. Wow, that's a low turn camera. The sensitivity. There. It's actually pretty slow too. Just put it on max. That's the max. Okay, I guess that's good enough. Okay. We did the circle, so it was definitely that room. Slow jogging. Okay. This is the room. Like the ritual circle in the middle. Oh man, the body is still here? I did not expect that. It's too bad because I liked her. Take some effort just in case I need it. Whoa, dude, what the fuck? It scared me.
I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please, excuse us.
as soon as we can get free.
I think I've read
even
that
if it's just for a day.
before.
I promise.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I read that before. Interesting.
Clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime.
3:54, let me write that down, just in case I need it.
A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point towards the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil.
I got a vulnerability for the dead woman? Really? How does that work? Wait, where the hell is the dead woman? Oh, there it is. Was that one? Empathetic. Pathetic. Where the hell is empathetic? What the? Blind? Don't answer that, I am blind, I know. Don't need to tell me. There it is. You gain 1 skill point in psychology. Nice. I only need 9 more before level 3. It's amazing how easy you get to level 1 and to level 2, and then level 3 is, yeah, good luck. Basically you need to specialize in everything to get there. Like, not level up anything else just to get to level 3. Kinda insane. We do know that the pentagram is an ancient symbol protection against evil.
I wonder if Elizabeth's death has anything at all to do with this pentagram. If a ritual went wrong and degenerated, Elizabeth would probably have been killed in the center of the pentagram, not 3 meters from here. That's strange.
It's also broken here. Like someone broke the circle, if you like. Just they didn't mention somehow.
Pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
We know that's a red herring. Okay.
A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out.
Both is the same thing, so...
It looks like a mixture of medieval Latin and Anglo-Norman. It is difficult to make sense of this jerky writing. I can make out some passages, though. He's coming. The demon is upon me. He's coming back to kill me. There she is. Death has come to finish me off. I've just run into her son.
Yeah. She's talking about her mother.
Entry. What tortured writing.
The woman had issues, that's for sure.
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth.
Yes, we read that already. Oh, a gun. Pretty cool gun too.
A pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light.
Does that mean it's a woman's pistol? Or it's empty?
There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently.
So it was empty. But there is blood. But it's dried, so it could be old.
A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France.
To the liberators of France. So this basically looks like the pistol for that guy that we talked to, and I didn't have this because I didn't come here first. I really hope I didn't screw up myself.
Right. I shall have to find its owner.
With that. I mean, it could be Bonaparte too.
Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear. It's a travel dress. The silk has been lightly waxed to protect it from bad weather.
How can you fucking tell?
The woman who came up with the idea, given all the traveling she does. My
Oh.
mother. God help us. Why did she come here in the first place? The material appears to have undergone abnormal wear and tear. She must have been scouring the countryside, and that doesn't look good.
Where the hell is our mother? How is she mixed up in all of this? We still don't know. We know that she was looking for something, a book. I don't remember. In that vision we saw. What is that?
Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck.
Yeah. Be nice if that actually played a role in something.
Vials of laudanum. The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America.
That's all my points.
I wonder if
It's gonna hurt.
Washington's involved.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Large quantities could knock out a bull. Could Elizabeth have been drugged? If the body wounds are anything to go by, then clearly not. She put up a fierce fight.
Not sure if that was worth the 3 points, but okay, I need more points, Jesus. I need more... whatever that is. Honey. Ooh. That's a nice blade.
The blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood.
Blades in the dark.
Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
So woman's weapon. This will hurt so much. I won't have any to use with speaking with people, and that's probably important.
Poor girl bled to death.
If she bled to death, that's not a lot of blood.
At least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru?
This is why he told us that he walked through the blood. We know it's Peru. That's not enough blood to bleed through, by the way. The human body has a lot of fucking blood. Like nick an artery sometime. Or if you go to the hospital, you see the movies and the TV shows where they just yank out that IV. Yeah, do that. And you'll see how fast fucking blood gets out of you. Don't do that ever, by the way. Only in movies. There should be a lot more blood though. But I'm guessing it's just a game and not a clue.
Knocked over bottle of wine.
It's the wine that she wanted to give us.
Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting. I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Why do I have that negative over there? I thought I took a potion to remove it. Did I get intoxicated for smelling the wine? Really? What the fuck? Oh man, I need to... Oh, there's some blood here.
Blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
So the knife is delicate and for a small hand, but Someone must have a lot of strength to do that. We know that the shoe size is for Peru, and we know that gun is probably his too. Could be Bonaparte's. I really could examine the wine more or the knife, but I won't have my points. I really wish I had more.
Has Sir finished with this room?
I guess I will have to actually not get every clue here. Otherwise I won't be able to actually...
No, I haven't gone over it.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
I'm afraid they will lock out the scene, basically. And I think the wine might be important, but that will leave me like with 2 points, which is basically one effort, one good effort, and some I wouldn't be able to do either. Choices. I feel the wine is important because of... I shouldn't have analyzed the fucking lambda now. I feel the wine is important because she offered it us. And I think it was part of the plan, maybe, if something was planned. But it's 3 fucking points. And I will regret it later when I don't have the points to use the vulnerabilities.
Not big a bottle of wine. I know that smell. It's laudanum.
Okay, it is laudanum.
Mixed with the
Cool.
wine directly in the bottle.
I suspect that, but I guess now we know. Alright, so now we're kinda screwed, but what can we do? So the laudanum was used to mix with the wine, so to make her more docile. And if we were drinking it, make us more docile. Now, someone did that to keep her docile, or did she did that to keep us docile, maybe? Because she was fearing for her life, she was fearing us basically, because we're the son of our mother. And she thought she was the devil, and she tortured her in the past. Alright, I'm ready.
Has Sir finished with
I
this
know
room?
enough now. Thank you.
Very well, Sir. Sir may return whenever
God damn
needed.
it.
I shall guard the door.
So they won't keep you out of the room, which means I kinda maybe wasted that those points of effort. I'm gonna regret that so much.
Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
I'd have thought this is not really the shortest way to get to your suite.
Yes, I wasn't really looking where I was going. I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Okay. Might have missed something there. Talking about Detroit Become Human flowchart. This game doesn't do that, but at the end of every chapter it does tell you that you missed a surprising conversation, or you missed an exciting encounter, stuff like that. Which is good. I like the flowchart more, but I like that they do that. Again, games like this with branching paths giving you incentive to actually go back and play the game again, or specific chapters, is really good. Alright, let's speak to George. Also, I realize I'm not in the center of the camera. I don't think it matters, I'm just saying. Inspector's Journal. Last one in question. Ooh, tell me that's honey. Nope. Golden elixir, which I don't need. Right now, I need the honey and that thing over there.
A map of Vermont.
To let me use my skills. Come on, George Washington. Hello, you love the honey. That's another one of those things there. Not speak to him yet.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
Ooh, politics locked. Really? I thought I had everything on level 1. I do not. I'm an idiot. They have enough to go to politics. No, I didn't. Well, okay then. I am an idiot, but
My dear George,
what can you do?
I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage.
I think I've also read that, but I'm not sure so. I need some water.
I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend, William.
That's all very well and all, but where is the honey? I might have checked this place before and looted it. Apparently these resources are a finite amount, which would make sense.
Portrait of George Washington.
Really? You have a huge portrait of yourself in your room. Narcissistic, to say the least. Nice details though, look at that grooming station. Oh yeah, give me that. Oh, it's not honey, it's royal jelly. Fine, give me that royal jelly. Is there a journal? The journal has just the people. Is there a journal about what's going on? No, which is not great for me because my memory sucks. Lord Mortimer told us he was speaking to 2 guys, but I don't remember which guys it was. I know he told us Washington left before.
Greetings, Louis.
Like at 12.
You can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Crap.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President.
Well, he didn't seem to care to come
I shall
visit here.
endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Alright, 0 points is what I like to see.
Are you alright, Mr. President? Are you feeling alright?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
That doesn't seem legit. Also, let's look at his seat. Wow, we don't know any of his vulnerabilities or immunities.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to
I
Elizabeth
really
since
don't
your
want to
arrival?
waste my points.
You know her
Kim.
father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
She had like 20 bottles.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then.
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Alright, I think I will use the... That's not a vulnerability or immunity, I think. I won't use it though.
Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Probably kind of a waste of the
Countryman
devil
or
thorn.
not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
She looked like Frankenstein's wife, so, you know.
Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured. It looks like the print of a big
know who it
ankle
is,
boot.
so
A large
I shouldn't have
size,
asked
I'd
that.
say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
Okay. That wasn't helpful. I didn't waste any effort at least, so that's something. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough time to use the... Can't go into his room? Maybe it's one of the people that he gave me as alibi. Can I go to Maru? No. Manuel Godoy. I guess he's not suspect either. Emily's a suspect. She was in the room, although she said she would wait for us there for a while, and we didn't spend a lot of time with Adams either.
Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice.
I wish I went to the room with her. I'm curious about what would have happened.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess.
Do they pick the decoration?
Dear E, I
would think
received
not.
your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. T.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our
Dear
friend
yours,
Sarah. I therefore cannot
because they are
comment
twins.
on it.
I remember that.
However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
If she's the twin, if there are twins, so maybe the one we saw in the vision, it's not her, it's someone else. The twin.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds, painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting.
Did it work? 16th century Instagram, I guess. Actually, I'm not sure of the century either, so you know.
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Yeah, not anymore. Does he have any other dresses? I wonder.
Golden elixir.
Oh yeah, thank you for the golden elixir, but it's not but a fucking wound. Royal jelly.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
I don't remember what you do with the coins. Aha, interesting.
2 coils circle the lock.
Hopefully we can find the key because I don't want to spend my points
Queen
there.
Charlotte.
Although it could have a lot of elixirs inside.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister.
Wow, very popular.
The letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only.
The border is weird.
With regards to my son William, I shall never
Look at the
thank
top
you enough for looking after him.
right.
You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
You know the latter's preferences. Zero costs.
The Devil's Thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
It's nice. I don't see a key though. That's 2 points of effort. Is that an origami? It is an origami. Heavy rain. Alright. Please have.
Will circle the lock.
Why is there a key though? Did I miss a key somewhere? I should speak with her first. I doubt she would give me a key, but I don't see anything. Where's the key? I wonder if I could have gotten the key if I accompanied her last night instead of going for Adams. Could be. Alright, I'll take it just in the... because if there is jail in there, it's gonna be more useful.
2 coils circle the lock.
It's only one. Please be loyal, Jill, at least.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an
moves his hand.
in Paris.
I was wondering, what the hell is that flickering?
Stolen art. See you soon. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
All right, I've retrieved everything.
Fuck, it was water, but that's good enough. It's the same thing. We still have 1-4 answers. Alright, do we know all your vulnerabilities? There is one more. Psychology, logic. No, don't do it. Yeah. Talk to her. Thank you.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
She's to psychology, right? I just saw it and I forgot already. Yes.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful.
With a lady's knife.
The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Damn, we don't even have that.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list
Of course,
suspects?
everybody's a suspect.
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities
Yes.
that evening, you only had
Mistakes
to
were
join
made.
me, you know.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least. I'm now interviewing all the guests
Oh, really?
to establish the alibis for each person.
Again?
Just so that I can cross you off the list of
And I can't skip
suspects.
it either.
Can
Why?
you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on
She
the
didn't
list
actually
of
answer us.
suspects?
So
Don't
that's
take it
kinda
the wrong
strange.
way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my
I'll write
activities
that down.
that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear?
She turned that around and she
The
didn't
fact
answer
is,
us. That's
I
pretty
don't have
good.
a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least. Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I guess we'll
I hear you were in
use everything.
discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you
Let's
shouldn't,
just
sir.
snoop throughout your
Even
room,
so,
so you know.
Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
We've found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Still searching as it happens. That said, since a blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I'm
know
not sure
it.
of that.
I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject.
I'm not sure if it matters. Like in an investigation, I wouldn't personally tell them the clues, right? Like about the fabric. I will because it's a game, but if she was truly a suspect, you shouldn't actually say those things to her. Or about the footprint on Washington, etc.
I found a torn piece of dress in Miss Adams' room.
But
Gray
again,
silk.
in this game at least, I don't think it matters.
That's what I'm trying to find out. The color doesn't match any of Elizabeth's dresses, but I might not have found all of her clothes yet.
Good Lord, Louis, do you realize what this means? If this piece of dress isn't from Elizabeth, then it's... I don't have any grey silk dresses, Louis. Neither does my sister, since we wear the same clothes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to check with you.
I'm so sorry, Louis.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason why your mother was at the scene.
Thank you, Emily.
Weird. I thought I had 2 efforts, but I have 3. Did I get some back somehow, or... No idea. Alright, I can't do anything else. I guess that's all we get.
Keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
You're doing a great job so far. As an investigator. Alright. Who's next? Can I go down, by the way? Nope. Just wondering. Napoleon Bonaparte. Let's see what Napoleon has to say. Have we already been in this room?
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of grandeur.
Yes, we have been in this room before, because I remember commenting that he didn't have delusions of grandeur, he conquered a known world, so that's grandeur, period. There's no delusions about it. Yeah, there is no loot for me here.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear. And the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
The weapon was very clean. So interesting, it might be his weapon.
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like...
Yep, already did that. Okay, I think that's all.
My dearest son, I'm writing...
Yes, we did that. We saw that, the hat. That's the sword,
weapon.
yes.
Lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
Ooh, immunity, conviction. I thought I checked the weapon before. Bonaparte. Wow, so far we only know his immunities. X.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
So he has one holster. It probably means he has only one gun, and he shows the gun. So it's not his gun then.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him.
Didn't he leave
Poor
though?
soul.
Before, like at midnight?
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you.
Also, that thank you was weird. It was like it was recorded afterwards in a different session.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing
Maybe by a
at
different
all,
person.
except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
Yeah, sorry, I need to stretch my leg.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No.
Was anyone asleep?
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted
His
to speak
uniform is
to her
great, by the
to
way.
warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Some of these buttons don't make sense. Like the top of the chest there. Psychology. Does he have psychology? I don't remember. Immunity. Like that I check it before I speak to them and I still don't remember. Difficulty 0, so.
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
Maybe the uniform, like if you abandon it, it has it closes up like for winter. Because I see the blue, and that's interesting. I wonder if that's authentic or not. Because that's an interesting way to do a uniform. Okay, we don't have any...
Have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly.
Anything to accuse him of.
Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Alright, we still have the guy that we talked to on the corridor, and I want to speak to Peru again if the game... Nope, it doesn't give us the chance. Crap. This way I made a mistake by coming here first. I did that without thinking. So, open door, let's go in. That's what you get. So I can't ask him about the weapon. This is a big issue. Hopefully my character has some ideas, because I don't, about who may have done it so far. Alright, where the hell is this guy's room? There it is. Alright, hopefully he has some things to loot as well. Portus Delicarium. Last one in erudition. Lot of occult symbols. There is something. Oh yeah. Give us that jelly. So good.
Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Interesting, but we can't ask Elizabeth because we already spoke to her.
Golden elixir.
Cool. Not really something I need, but okay.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
I thought maybe it was Liz or Lizzie or something. Is that I or E? It can't be F. You can puzzle it out, maybe. Open. These are some weird last letters. I'll probably try to find a clue instead of doing what I'm doing, but you know. Okay. Let's try to find a clue. We'll come back to this. Try this again.
Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text
Sorrows,
signed by
Young
von Werner on
Werther.
the first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with
I wish you could skip dialogue,
but
doesn't make
it's
sense that
hardly
you can't.
surprising given his fondness for the occult. The alchemist is a young man.
So he's a fan of the occult. Maybe I can use that as a clue for the box.
A fragment of amber.
Very nice. We need 2 more for 1 more effort. Although right now I need
The
more
alchemist is an old
effort
man.
than maximum effort. You know, just the points I have. Field would be nice. Oops, there's something there. Devil Storm, not great, but not bad. On, give me something.
This is Circe.
Extra coins. Trying to get comfortable and can't. Because of course. Don't want to speak to him. Want to open up the thing first, so we'll go back to that. Occult. What's that?
A table of alchemical symbols.
And there is one.
Circled the zinc.
Aha, zinc. There we go.
The sorrows of young
If only
Werther.
that's the wrong
There's a
thing.
handwritten text
If only I would have seen
signed
that
by von
first.
Werner on this first page.
Seriously,
Dear
why the
Elizabeth,
fuck can you not
I know that this book is but a
skip
small
the dialogue
token
game?
compared to the
Why?
delightful
Why
moments
would you put dialogue that you can't skip?
But I hope
Should
that
they
this
put
will nonetheless
unskippable
keep
anything?
the memory
Not
alive.
cutscenes, not dialogue, not
Your
nothing.
ever-obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult. A chest locked with a 4-letter code.
Zinc.
Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Yeah, who paid for voice acting, you have to listen to it. Basically, seriously though, don't do that. Ever. The cutscenes especially are so bad. We're so proud of those cutscenes, you must watch them again and again and again. One of my favorite games was, and still is, Mass Effect 1. That game was especially bad because not only it had unskippable cutscenes, it was fond of putting those cutscenes before a fight, and then actually save after the cutscene. So if you lost the fight, usually boss fight, you had to rewatch the whole cutscene again and then do the boss fight, and then the same, and then the same. To some bullshit. That's what I call bad design. No one got that and said on Q&A, you know guys, maybe we should remove those, or maybe we should save. Yeah. It's so annoying, seriously though. Leviathan. Haven't got a lot of traits for now. Anyway, let's pick this guy. Wait, actually I want to check the paintings. Can we check the paintings?
The alchemist is an old man.
Okay, so we got both paintings of an alchemist, but not those. That over here is interesting. Just sea things, crabs, fish. I'm sure what I think is the middle is supposed to be.
What can I do for you, de Richet?
This guy's the main suspect and also has a fucking great coat. I want that coat.
Oh, yes. It's horrible.
So maybe it was
How can I help?
actually in fashion back then to have a way to turn your coat and open up the front like that. Because I'm guessing you can close it and also button it up. That's a really interesting way of doing that. Again, I'm not sure if it was actually correct, but it looks cool.
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed, but I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell. No.
I
You are
found
not
a birth
truthful at all.
dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes!
I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
Let's use the Devil's Stone.
Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer.
So,
I see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer?
he has no
when he asks
vulnerabilities
what I found
or
out?
immunities out of this.
It's only been a few weeks.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
You loved her, didn't you?
That is none of your damn business.
Yeah,
You're feeling
basically
betrayed,
none of these are
So what?
vulnerabilities or
Yes.
immunities.
I loved her, like a moth loves the flame of a candle. That's why we could never be together.
Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
That is a personal matter, monsieur.
Yes,
Tell
that
us
is
all
true.
the dirty details.
So, tell me.
all right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
Okay, that's all. I guess that's all.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Damn.
Do whatever you have to do.
We didn't find anything about him. That's strange. And we don't know anything about his vulnerabilities. Okay. That's not helpful. What the hell now? So I spoke to everybody, I think. I'm missing the perfumed guy with the wig. But I think Lord Mortimer gave him an alibi. I don't know. Crap. So if I spoke to everybody, I hope I'm not supposed to have figured things out, because I have not at all. I have no idea. I guess we'll go try to go up and see if I can speak to Lord Mortimer and maybe see what the game offers me as choices. We did find a lot of things, but nothing really conclusive. You can't get anywhere else inside, from what I understand. This is ours. Yep. Oh, maybe he's... Is he Godoy? No, he's not. Is the name. Wait, what? I'm missing a person. Ah, it's Holm. Where the hell is Holm? Sir Gregory. I think he has an alibi, but who the hell is Godoy then? Manuel Godoy. Oh, is he here that I'm missing him? He's not on my list. Right, let's see if I can speak to Peru again, or whatever his name is. And if I can't, I'll... I think I checked, right? I can't go back. Anyway, I need to go up. I don't see anything else I can do. Yep, I can't speak to him. What is the... This place is fucking labyrinth. Where the hell is the staircase up? There it is. Pretty sure I'm gonna screw up this case pretty badly. I wish I had more... where the hell is Holmes too? He's not even here. I wish I had some more effort points, but that's all I have. There's nothing else to do. Let's speak to this guy. Ah, he gives you some. You're gonna need this. Okay.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
Apart from his voice, he sounds like the Patrician from Terry Pratchett's Discord series. I don't have a culprit. Like, I'm not even close to a culprit.
Will you remind me of the facts we already know about?
Elizabeth Adams was killed last night, but Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night. As for Bonaparte and Washington, they left us after midnight, both tired.
That is not helpful.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I don't have any evidence conclusive enough to allow me to name the culprit with
Yeah, I
certitude.
can't.
Really? I see. Well, that's
I guess
your
I
decision, Louis,
didn't figure things
and
out.
I accept it.
I'm guessing you
Given
can,
the
but
distinguished guests and the sensitive political issues involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother,
Well,
Louis.
it's kinda annoying that I couldn't get anywhere. I don't know what I missed. Like except for going to the first room by mistake, it could be Peru again, but because I went there I couldn't ask about the gun, so I couldn't press him for things, so basically that mistake might have screwed up the whole investigation. Which is sad, but it is what it is.
When I first came here, I wasn't that worried. In the past, my mother has taken a few liberties during her missions, including disappearing for several days on end.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities, and yours, in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Isn't Bonaparte a bit young to deserve so much attention?
Well, you come straight to the point. I like that. Indeed, if you knew just how much you remind me of him. Trust me, I'll wager that Monsieur Napoleon will soon prove himself. I'm working on it, at least.
Good job.
Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play. And I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
That's kinda weird.
Thank you, sir.
Because he has the Order's UK branch, which is Emma, I think is her name. And he has the American branch, which is George Washington, so why would he need us to?
In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what he said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here.
And I wish I didn't.
Is there an
Screw up the
off-the-record
investigation.
reason why your mother came here?
If only my mother trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Maybe she lost her mind. What?
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she is wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. von Wollner, and myself.
Wollner seems like a red herring.
You forget Elizabeth Adams, my lord.
That's true. But Gregory and I arranged it so that they wouldn't run into each other.
Yeah, you failed there.
I thought it had worked.
Not really.
Do you think that your mother felt she was in danger because of Elizabeth?
It's possible.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
Ah, yes. His famous cotton gin. It was supposed to revolutionize cotton production in the United States.
It will revolutionize the world, Louis. The potential of this invention is much greater. Tomorrow, all industries will be switching to simple but large-scale production. Of that, I'm sure.
I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Mother lulled my childhood with tales of the Crusades.
This is why you get all skills.
How
if
Richard
you
the
can.
Lionheart and Philip Augustus had to battle it out to achieve their ends. And how Guy de Lusignan, having broken his word,
The army of
launched
Richard
the
Leonhardt.
siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Oh, I see Sarah's lessons have inspired new enthusiasts. Good on you, because not everyone can claim they know as much at your age. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are
Stream has
worse
disconnected.
things.
What? That's weird. I wonder if it's on my end. It's on my end. God damn it. Well, crap. Let's switch scenes to that. And I might as well. My internet basically went down. Alright, hopefully it will come back. Should be back, but let me stretch while it does that. And the thing grew back. Okay. The good thing is that YouTube shouldn't miss anything because I decided to start recording while I'm streaming at the same time, since my PC is good enough now, so I will just upload that. The stream, I don't know where it dropped. It shouldn't have lost more than a minute though. The new connection is great as far as speed goes, but I'm guessing it has some adjustment issues. This is the second drop I got today, but it's the first day, so I'm hoping that's it.
Worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on. That means
the vision?
Wharf. It was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that? Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly.
Noted rolling can't have you enjoying your new speeds? Yep. You know those shiny new speeds? Enjoying them? Wait, let me drop for a minute. Still enjoying them?
You said that you spent a lot of time
What can you do?
together at
Hopefully
the
it will
beginning.
stabilize again.
What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation. Until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
One last thing, although I don't know if there is a connection.
I'm listening.
A gate was forced the other night near the wharf. Nothing serious, just a few small things
Was it theirs?
damaged.
Totally. Nah, I won't lie to him.
Sorry, my lord, but I was searching for leads to my mother. I
You might
thought
know already.
I was hot on her trail and didn't take any precautions.
Well, you could have reported it to a servant. But never mind. I shall put it down to your ardor and anxiety. However, please try to respect my estate in future.
I certainly will. Please accept my sincerest apologies.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
Alright. It's too bad we missed the...
The room is just opposite Mortimer's study.
Yeah. I don't know if he was hinting that much, but it seemed like he was hinting he had a special relationship with our mother, which was interesting. Now, I wish I had found whoever it was. At least I wish I could speak to Peru after I spoke to him once. I don't know why I couldn't speak to him again. That makes no sense. Okay, you can only ask them once. Even if you find more evidence later, you can't question them again. Said no one ever to any detective. Again, I would put that as poor design. No, though. Let's check this place out. Oh yes.
Great. Honey.
It's a real jelly. That's why this is why I called it honey, because he calls it honey.
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
The man with the sword, Bonaparte?
Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
I guess it could be perhaps too literal. Maybe it's you know, something here that represents that man of the sword.
Dante's paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
We've got both purgatory and paradise.
Carmelite water. St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Caravaggio was pretty good actually. Damn, I don't want to use so many points.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
That's a lot of points. Let me come back to that. A guy with a fucking bike with a crap exhaust. He keeps passing by my house, by the way, so it's not like you try to fix it at some point. I'm saying.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Alright, so I guess we need to check the painting. Because I don't see anything else here. Huh?
What is this disc? Oh,
I'll observe it
that
soon.
reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can open the door. With a magnet.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Handy. That what was there. Oh no, we can't do it? Aha!
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound. We'll see if it works.
That's a strong magnet. Wouldn't actually be that easy.
It's open.
No shit. I don't think I have ever opened a door and said or thought to myself, it's open. It was a weird thing to do. I mean, I can see, you know what, I must open this door. But as a thought, but opening it and saying it's open or thinking it's open, it's strange.
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni.
Okay, St. Paul again.
St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange.
Trust the man with a sword.
There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. I don't know, what does that mean?
Let me look at them before I do that.
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
I don't have that. I have the water. What? I don't have either of those. I thought I gotten a lot of things, but apparently I'm missing stuff. Oh my god, it's George Lucas.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni.
Or Matthew.
He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Not helpful.
The New Testament.
Jesus. $11. I have no idea. Oh my god. You are joking.
and great multitudes were gathered together unto him. So that
Damn.
he went into a ship.
Yeah, I'm not Kieran, that's for sure.
And the whole multitude stood on the shore.
Look, DM, my character would know this, okay? I'm not religious myself, but...
St. John, painted by Guido
My
Reni.
god. So have St. John and St. Matthew so far.
Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni.
Alright, St. John, and Matthew, and Mark. Puzzles.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew,
yep.
Painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord,
yes,
transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
It says trust the guy with the sword, so it should be this guy.
St. Paul, painted by Guido
But
Reni.
St. Paul wasn't in the goddamn names, I think. Or he was in the... Oh, his...
I guess I'll just come back later.
Let's try that again. He was in Rome. The sword, yeah.
St. Paul, painted by Guido Reni. Of the 4 apostles shown in this piece, Paul is the only one who
13.
isn't an evangelist. He is the 13th apostle.
He said something about Rome, and I don't want to do this yet, because I'm saving my effort. Let's try the book again. Yeah, Romans 11.
I say
there
that,
it is.
Have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Oh, wait, a note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here.
There we go.
What does it say? Dear E, I'm glad you found this note.
I really like that they give you the choice to both inspect it and get maybe the solution that way, and you can do it yourself. That's pretty cool. And also, for the puzzle I screwed up in the first chapter, I like that they give you the option to actually screw up. It's not just, if you pick something, it's gonna be useful. It's not like that.
I was afraid the code of the 2 groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle. What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that?
Is this the youngest apostle?
The painting looks like it's been taken down recently. But wasn't my mother said that she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle? Ah, of course. There's something written behind the painting. On the 2nd day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left
God.
and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
This is be more obscure. So, 1 to the left and 3 to the right. But that goes back to him.
St. Paul, painted by Guido Reni.
What is this?
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. Several portraits of apostles,
yes, you
all
said that.
signed
God
by
damn it.
Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
1 to the left and 3 to the right. From what? From this? 1 to the left and 3 to the right. What, apostles? Because I can't do anything with it here, which I think that's where it is. Maybe. Oh, okay, I see.
Amber.
Nice. But not helpful right now. One to the left, 3 to the right. What?
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Again, I wish I could skip this.
St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. While a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust, I can read the number 4.
What? I really don't want to spend all these points. 4. 1 to the left and 3 on the right. From what?
There's nothing worth noticing here.
Wait. There was another option there.
There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
Oh my god. This suddenly this got a very point click adventure game.
No. Nothing of value here.
Pretty sure that's the only thing there, but I might as well.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. It says, "Count in the dust."
Yes, no shit.
Alright, let's do it.
I'm already doing it.
There's nothing worth noticing here.
Okay, so we have a 4 and an 8.
St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. Strange. St. Paul is shown twice, unlike the other disciples.
I can't see anything about the... I guess not.
St. Paul is shown holding a sword.
I thought maybe...
Strange.
I could see the...
There's hardly any dust.
Oh yeah, there you go. The dust.
It's been cleaned recently.
So maybe that's the starting point.
Engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look.
Since it was cleaned recently, and it's the only one that doesn't have
pilgrims from Rome.
Well, let's check
Just
the other
above
ones first.
That, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
You do know what that means. We just solved that puzzle.
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Half of each group will join Corinth. Really?
There's something else behind
It keeps
this
adding more
painting.
pieces to the puzzle,
It
which
says,
is
half
strange.
of each group will
The
join
first city of Corinth.
What the
What do you
hell
mean the
does
first
that
city of
mean?
Corinth? Why not just Corinth?
On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion
Yes, I know
to their
about it.
left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean? It's St. John, painted by
I know.
Guido Reni.
Just want to see if there is any... Nope. Well, shit. We have a 4, an 8, and a random piece of paper. This is the 8, right? Yep. I have no idea.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by
Yes, I know.
Caravaggio. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of
This
dust
doesn't
is
help
built
me.
up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
2 groups of pilgrims. Corinth. And the second day is prophecy something.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes
is
up
not
here
helpful.
from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
I could pick that up with all my effort.
A volume of the Gutenberg Bible. This volume dates from the first edition of Gutenberg. It's the first book that was ever printed. The pages are covered in annotations in Latin, French, and Hebrew. Someone spent years studying this Bible.
Damn. I think I might need to actually continue this next time because I don't think I have the brain capacity right now to figure it out.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Yeah, can you count them? Nope. Really? Well, crap. Alright, the clues I have is 4, actually 8 over there, 4 over there, Corinthians over there, second day something.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Reni. On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank.
This might be part for later part of the puzzle. Group of pilgrims. Think about the town coded. Again, I don't want to use my
Something
effort.
else behind this painting. It says half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Half of each group. The first city of Corinth. Half of each group, the first city of Corinth. You're kidding me, game. Half of each group. Okay, half of each group, the first city
I
of
guess I'll
Corinth.
just come back later.
So, if it's 1, the 3, 3 could be 4. And half is 2. But one on the left is that guy. This guy doesn't have a number associated, right?
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel. There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
I think it's... I need to read one of these, but I'm not sure what. Half of its group. Of its group of what? Can't be the guys. The pilgrims, but where are the pilgrims? Did we get something about the number of pilgrims? Or groups for a number of... I know we have 2 groups, but anything other than that?
It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
The 2 group of pilgrims will mislead you. What 2 group of pilgrims?
No, nothing of value here.
I think the pilgrims is what I'm missing. Who the fuck are the pilgrims though? Is it about a painting that has pilgrims inside? Because I don't see any book with pilgrims. The heaven thing says nothing really useful.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Is this... There are 2 groups of those, but... Why will be this? Okay, this is 7. The second group is... I can't fucking see because it's the dark. 15, 16 maybe? Why the fuck are you turning? Stop. Fuck my life. That's what it is.
How shall not the ministration of the Spirit not be more glorious?
Yeah, that was it. Half of each group. That would have made sense.
Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among
Yeah, I'm just passing
you
things
go to
down.
law with one another.
Right,
do you
I think
not
I need to
rather suffer injustice?
I think on it
Why do
next
you
time.
not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look. Here's a message.
Oh, is
It's
that
of
one?
paramount importance that no one
Okay.
finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the
Really?
rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that
What?
first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
My mind. The first group to mark. 6. So it was 6, 7.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Who the fuck is Mark? Are you Mark?
Painting of St. Mark.
Yes.
In the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. There's nothing worth noticing here. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
I have no idea.
The message in Hebrew spoke
Helpful.
about. Hebrew 8.
Hebrew 8. Six, 8.
But that
I think that's
which
it.
beareth thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. Here's a message. There are some complications. Indeed, the Prussian is insistent. What's happening at your
Can
end?
you please
Do
finish
need
this,
help?
for God's sake?
If tonight is not possible, let's say tomorrow evening, in the South Room, where we reviewed the situation. When Paul understood that only the axe counted, he went back on his tracks. I await your confirmation to his left, in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. Yeah, this last comment is about their code. I should find new pilgrims near Paul.
With Paul? This one?
St. Paul painted by
Yes.
Guido Reni.
But we have 2 of Paul.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Oh, he said something.
This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust.
It's 4.
I can read the number
Yes.
4.
How does that help us?
St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other
He
apostles.
went back on his tracks. Road to Damascus. Tracks. South room. So could be this room. I await your confirmation to his left in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. So 4 on his left, whatever the fuck that means.
Because we look not at the things that are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
No.
Not in the lustful desire, even as
Just
the
doing
Gentiles
4 on
who
the
do
left,
not
basically.
God.
Which is obviously not right, but... Yes, it was worth a try.
Brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
God damn it. When Paul understood that only the acts counted, what acts? When Paul understood the only acts that counted, he went back on his tracks, awaiting confirmation to his left in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. What's left of Paul? We have two fucking paintings of Paul. I mean, would be here.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. It says, count in the dust.
Yes, already know that.
Alright, let's do it. There's nothing worth noticing here. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all. That's what the message in Hebrew spoke about. Hebrew 8.
8 and 4? But that doesn't have 4, that makes no sense. What?
And I heard a voice.
Nope,
in
that's
the
not
midst
what I
of
wanted.
the 4 beasts say, a measure of
Oh my
wheat
god,
for a
this
penny,
puzzle is
and
insane.
3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
The acts.
And he became very hungry, and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey. There's a note here.
Oh
A
my god.
message from Mother
Please, the last note,
replied,
please.
We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward?
Fucking hallelujah.
It's what I suspect. I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare?
That was insane.
I must go beyond the nightmare.
Jesus.
What does she mean by that? I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Alright. Jesus. I think that's a good place to end the game for now. That puzzle was really mind-bending. That was a strange puzzle. Anyway, I think I'm done for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm guessing you didn't actually finish Red Dead Redemption. So probably I will continue with the council for now. I'm gonna play some Star Citizen 2. Maybe I will play alone if Majestic can't finish Red Dead Redemption 2. But for now, I might continue with the council until I finish this chapter at least, and then we'll see. Yeah, so tomorrow then. Hopefully, barring unforeseen circumstances. No, I slept in the afternoon, so I had to work. This was good company. Nice. Alright then, keep working on it. I need to play too, but I'm saving it for basically Saturday and Sunday because I have a big stretch of hour. I might put it in... I want to save that for Saturday and Sunday and have the council and Star Citizen in the week. But we'll see. Depends on the mood too. Alright. This is a good game, I like it. That puzzle was a bit much, but I like it in general. Anyway, have a good night. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.